Oh wow, what's that? A new gust of innovation? Or is it just Apple blowing in another Air update? Well, either way, get ready because Apple just unveiled the M4 MacBook Air, and let's just say it's lighter than ever. Not just in weight, but in upgrades too. Welcome to Technology Review, where we dive deep into all things tech and figure out whether you should spend your hard-earned money or keep your wallet safe. So, let's talk about Apple's thinnest laptop getting a refresh, because apparently the MacBook Air is now powerful enough to rival an iPad. And for almost the same price, a laptop that's basically an iPad, the new M4 chip is here, and Apple says it's faster, smoother, and more efficient than ever. But here's the thing, if you've ever used an M3 MacBook Air, you're probably wondering, what's actually different? Well, performance-wise, Apple claims up to 20% faster CPU and GPU speeds compared to the previous model. Sounds great, right? But let's be real. If you're just browsing the web, watching Netflix, or writing an essay, will you even notice? Probably not. However, if you're into video editing or graphic design, you'll appreciate the extra power. Until, of course, the laptop starts throttling because, yep, you guessed it, no fan. Apple continues to believe in passive cooling, which means the M4 MacBook Air can handle intensive tasks, but only for so long before it slows down. It's basically a marathon runner with no water breaks. You'll get fast speeds until the system gets too hot and forces itself to slow down. Meanwhile, the MacBook Pro has a fan, so it doesn't have this issue. But hey, who needs consistent performance when you have thinness, right? The return of the SD card slot? Oh wait, once upon a time, MacBooks had SD card slots, a magical place where photographers and videographers could easily transfer files. Well, guess what? It's still missing. Apple's solution? Buy a $600 external dock. Seriously, Apple? The iPad Pro now has Thunderbolt and better external display support, yet a laptop designed for real work still makes you live that dongle life. That's innovation for you. Removing ports and selling adapters. A color refresh, because that's what we needed. If the lack of ports has you down, don't worry. Apple has an exciting update for you, a new blue color. Yes, that's right, if performance isn't enough to justify an upgrade, maybe a fresh coat of paint will. To be fair, the new midnight blue does look gorgeous, but let's not pretend this is a revolutionary feature. It's the same MacBook Air we've had, just in a different color. Bravo, R&D team. Take a break. But wait, it's cheaper? Here's a surprising twist. The M4 MacBook Air is actually $100 cheaper than last year's model. Wait, what? Apple lowering prices? Has hell frozen over? Well, not exactly. Apple probably realized that with the iPad Pro M4 costing almost the same, they had to make the MacBook Air a little more competitive. After all, why would someone buy a MacBook Air when an iPad can do almost the same thing, with better portability and Apple Pencil support? But let's not get too excited. This price drop still doesn't change the entry-level 8 GB RAM, which in 2024 feels painfully outdated. Apple, come on, 8 GB is not enough anymore. And don't even think about upgrading, unless you enjoy paying an extra $200 just to get 16 GB of RAM. M4 Ultra? Wait, what? Now here's where things get weird. Apple also updated the Mac Studio with an M4 Max chip, which is fine. But instead of introducing an M4 Ultra, Apple just reused last year's M3 Ultra. Why? No one knows. Maybe Apple's engineers were on vacation. Maybe they just forgot. Either way, if you're buying the Mac Studio, just know you're paying double the price for last year's Ultra chip. Maybe next year, Apple will finally stack two M4 Max chips together and call it an M4 Ultra. But for now, let's just pretend we didn't notice this lazy naming scheme. Should you buy it? So with all this in mind, should you buy the M4 MacBook Air? White heavy checkmark yes if you need a lightweight, fanless laptop for everyday tasks. You don't mind using dongles for everything. You love the new blue color and want the latest chip. Crossmark no if you do heavy video editing or 3D work. Get a MacBook Pro instead. You need more than 8 gigabytes of RAM without spending an extra $200. You are hoping for an SD card slot to magically return. Final thoughts. The M4 MacBook Air is a solid laptop. But let's be honest, it's mostly just an incremental update. The performance bump is nice, but for most people, the M3 version is still good enough. Apple knows exactly what it's doing. Small updates, small changes, but the same high price. And as long as we keep buying, they'll keep selling. But hey, at least we got a new color. That's something, right? What do you think about the M4 MacBook Air? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe to Technology Review for more updates.